YouTube and all my babies. It's your girl Receivers coming at you with another video. Before we get started, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend to tell a family member, because we are litty over here. And y'all, I'm coming to y'all with a heavy heart, a very heavy heart. Family, we need to have a discussion, because I don't know if I'm like tripping, or maybe I'm just being too hard on people, or maybe you're experiencing this too. But we need to talk. Now, y'all know we had our previous discussion about, nail techs and beauticians and, barbers per se and their customer service. So we got that out of the way. And a side note, you might see me sipping the adult beverage. I am 30 years old. If you decide to join the club, please, just be over the age of 21. I don't condone underage drinking. Like UGK said, pull up. And if you care to know what I am sipping on, and yes, I did reuse a Starbucks cup. It's this drink. It comes in a glass with a cork in it. They sell it at Whole Foods. It has like different types of flavors and stuff. It's usually by the cheeses. I got the one that says Mai Tai. It has like 3 different rums in it. So I did a splash of that, a splash of Tito's, mix it up with some strawberry Skinny Girl syrup mix with a dash of mixed berry zero sugar Minute Maid drink. And I got me a tropical drink with some ice in it. So nothing spectacular. So y'all, back to this. Is it me, or does it seem like since the big old, 19 situation that's going on in the world, customer service in the food industry, I'm going to be selective of my words. Let's just say it's 2 thumbs down, because I really want to say how I really feel. But we're going to keep it very, slightly censored. Customer service, it sucks. It really does. Like, I had to come on here because lately, and before anybody be like, well, you could stand to lose a few pounds, you shouldn't be eating out anyway. We ain't here for that. And I ain't asked you for your opinion. So, when I go out to eat, whether it's like when I'm with my family, and it ain't even out to eat, we're going to do carry out first. So when I do carry out, maybe customer service in the food industry sucked before this whole 19 situation happened, and I just didn't notice it because everything wasn't so zeroed in on it. But it seems like customer service now, especially with carry out, you have to triple check your order before you can leave the establishment, because they're leaving your stuff like they're not even preparing it. They're forgetting to put it in there, then gave it to somebody else. You go back in and tell them like, hey, I'm missing this. They want to give you the 3rd degree, like you're lying about food. Let me check your receipt. They're make you jump through all these hoops and loops just for something you already purchased. Like, what's up with that? Another thing, like, and this is just my personal opinion, I know when it comes to the food industry, like the pay rate is very challenging, and a lot of people depend on the tips. I understand that. Now, when I'm dining in, yes, I'm going to tip. Whether I'm by myself or with a party, I'm going to tip. I'm not stingy. I'm generous. Like, I've had situations where I didn't had to slide a waiter a tip because I was at an establishment where they had to like bust down the tips to everybody, like even if a person wasn't helping and being lazy. So I'm a tip. I'm a generous tipper. Depending on, what the bill is, I might go above and beyond. Depending on what your customer service is, I might go above and beyond. But if I'm doing carry out, I'm not obligated to tip. Like, just think of it like this. I'm not sitting down. I'm not taking up any of your space. I'm not getting refills. I'm not using any of your condiments or any of your silverware, your dishes, none of that. So why should I have to be obligated to tip? And some of these establishments, like I've been to, whether it's a mom and pop's place, somewhere in the hood, because y'all know the hood got good food, or maybe a chain restaurant. I've had one time, I'm not going to say no names of the restaurant, but I was doing carry out. Me and my mom, we were waiting on our food, in a little waiting area. And while we're paying for our stuff, the lady literally picks up her tip jar and just kind of like, girl, are you serious? Now, there's nothing wrong with being straightforward, but not too straightforward. But it's just like, you up here jangling the tip jar. I'm not obligated to leave a tip, sweetie. Honey bunch, I'm not obligated. Like, you're preparing my food and I'm leaving. I'm not sitting down. So it's just like stuff like that as a turn off, because it's like now you're getting to the zone that people feel like you're obligated to do this. I feel like if you feel like I'm obligated to leave a tip, then maybe you shouldn't be open for business, because regardless if I leave a tip or not, it shouldn't be that serious. It really shouldn't. And if your business is relying on that, then your business it might not last that long. It really might not, because it's just like, you just don't do that. That's poor customer service. Another thing, let's talk about attitudes. I walked into places where they're like, hi, welcome to such and such. I say this in the most respectful way ever. If you don't like your job, either quit or find somewhere else. If the food industry is not for you, I wasn't there when you was filling out that application. I didn't make you. I didn't twist your arm and say, you gonna work here. I didn't make you work here. You chose to work here. You chose to go through the application. You chose to go through the hiring process, orientation. You chose to get up and come to work today. So if you came to work today, that means you need to give it your best, whether it's a fake smile, you put on your corporate voice. Hello, how's it going? How may I help you today? Would you like to be seated near the window, outside, near the bar? You need to put on your poker face, because your attitude, when a person comes into an establishment, whether you're having a long day, whether you about to spend your last, whether you waiting on payday, whether you having family issues, maybe you're just not having a good day and just going out to eat is just that kind of that perker, that pick me up, I'm going to treat myself. Let me just, go relax my mind. But if I'm coming into an establishment and your face twisted, you got an attitude, you got a scarf on, and let's not get on scarves. It's just like, why did you come to work today? Just why? Because if you're going to be mean or just be flat out rude, what's the point? Because when you rude to me, I'm not going to always feed you back what you give. But I got some days where I've been caught off guard, where I had to be like, hey, you kind of could have just walked away from that. And I'm not talking about physical altercations, because I don't want y'all to be like, oh, she ghetto. I knew with the nails she was ghetto. No, not like that. It's just, I'm the type of person, I'm very kind, I'm very polite. I know how to say thank you, yes ma'am, no sir, all of that. But if I'm being polite to you and kind and just asking, questions, so hey, what's something good to eat here? What's your favorite thing to eat? What's something that you recommend? And you're being dry, being short with me, and being ignorant and rude, that's gonna make me feel some type of way. Because my thing is, you give what you get what you give. And I've had times where I had to check people politely, like, are you having a good day today? Are you okay? Should I ask for someone else? And sometimes you have to be blunt like that, because it's just like, first of all, if you got an attitude, I don't want you handling my food, placing my order, because then you might try to, you know how some people are. You see the videos and stuff that go viral, people spitting in people's food, putting used condoms and tampons and stuff like that. Like, people are really out here and are so foul at mind that they'll do stuff like that. So it's just like, I always try to be polite to the person that's fixing my food, because first of all, whether I can see you or not, I don't want you to do nothing to my food. So it's just like, attitudes, place that to the side. And I mean this video, I don't mean to bash anybody, I mean this coming from a good heart. It's just a lot. Like, it's just too much. And while we're talking about appearances, y'all know I be messing up words. Scarves. I remember one time I walked in BW3s, and if y'all don't know what that is, that's Buffalo Wild Wings. They have a female manning the station of where you can, place your orders for basically carry out. Homegirl had her weave pulled, and I'm not judging. I don't want y'all to think this is a judgmental. I'm just talking about what I observed. She had the weave pulled up, her scarf, the silk scarf that we wear at night to keep our hair laid and spayed and stuff, had that on. I'm just like, this gotta be a dream. Like, it done got bad if they're allowing their employees to come to work with do-rags, scarves, and hair bonnets. I don't want you waiting on me if you got that. Like, I don't even want to eat at the establishment. There's times I didn't walk out because I seen it, because it's just like, if you don't care about that, then you don't care about anything. You got people coming to work with dirty uniforms. Now, if you are doing anything that's handling anything, whether you're dealing with food, a nurse, a teacher, anything, you should always have a clean uniform. I hate to be waited on and someone has a dirty uniform. Now, I'm not judging, because people can say, well, what if they don't have money to go to the laundromat? We just going to keep it straight 100 with you right now. I've had times before where maybe I didn't have it. If you live somewhere that has running water, We're not gonna act like some of us didn't have to get it out the mud. I've had to scrub, whether it was whatever, an undergarment or a garment, whether it was dishwashing liquid or game. You run that water, let it soak, scrub it, and you hang dry and put a fan underneath. If I'm the only one that do that, then judge me. But I know I'm not. So if you got running water and can do that, if you can't afford to go to laundromat, that's fine. But if you have running water, you can let that thing hang dry. You can. You can. I'm not judging nobody, but I don't want you serving my food if you got yesterday's, the day before yesterday, week, month. You got some people that just throw their uniforms on the chair and just keep wearing it. Had that same grease spot, dirt spot, this, that. No, that's not cool. And I'm just like, I don't understand why these establishments aren't getting stricter. Like, that is gross. Like, I'm walking in. How are you handling food, cleaning up the prep area, handling orders, like, doing money exchanges, coins and stuff, and you're using the same gloves? How? Then you get an attitude of somebody say, hey, do you mind changing your gloves? Cute, wash your hands, change your gloves. Y'all, people be killing me. What? People be killing you? Because I asked you to change your gloves so I don't get E. coli, salmonella, and all that cross-contamination because you want to work the drive-through, give change, make my food, clean up the prep area, prep food with the same gloves. How? How, Sway? How? I just think that is so disgusting. And I don't want y'all to think I'm picking on people. It's just no. And it's just like, I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired of finding hair in my food. Do you know, and me, I'm a big gal. Got a big gal, big family. So when we ordering food, we're ordering food of bigger quantities. Do you know how much money and time spent to, drive to the establishment? Do you know how much money I done spent throwing away food because I done found hair? Hair. Now I understand everybody want to be cute and with the long Brazilian, Malaysian, swang, all of that. I know there's nothing wrong because when I used to work face to face, because I work from home now, but I still work with, people. But when I used to work face to face with people, oh, baby, I wanted to show out and show out. Even if I was wearing my little wrap, I wanted to, step it. But I wasn't working around food. When you're working around food, I understand you want to be cute. There's nothing wrong with that. Wear your little makeup, your lashes, that's fine. But hair nets. Why aren't hair nets and face masks and beard nets, why is that not mandatory? Now, I understand they didn't lift the mask mandate, whatever. Okay. We still on the fence with that. But hair nets, I don't care if you're even bald. You got cooks that's just Mr. Clean Shine. You still need to wear hair nets. Like, you got hair down to your butt. I need you to wear a hairnet when you're handling food, and it'd be the worst at the hood places because they be having do your thing, sis, do your thing. But I don't want you handling and cooking my food, and you got hair just. Then when your hair getting away, you touching it. Now you touching bagging on my food. Then you got the cook in the back. Don't get me wrong, them cooks be fine, but they be having a big Rick Ross. That's how you know a place is good when they got a big boy in the back with a big Rick Ross. And I don't want y'all to think I'm. If you know, you know. They always got a big boy in the back that can throw down and cook, but be having a big Rick Ross beard. Please cover that up. Like, why aren't we wearing beard nets? I'm finding hairs, long hairs, in my food. That is such, and then when you call and be like, hey, they be like, oh, okay. So you're not going to do anything to kind of rectify what just happened, give me a store credit, even an apology. They just be like, oh, okay, that's just something, maybe you should have just picked over and just ate it. That ain't a big deal. What is going on? I don't understand that. What's another thing I don't understand? It's just customer service. I don't get it. Another thing, and let me just, if you got a drink, just sip. Just take a quick sip. All I'm going to say is, when I used to work at a gas station. Oh, excuse me. And we had times where there was something wrong with the system. You don't got to know no pre-calc. We ain't trying to fly nobody to the moon. We ain't trying to know physics. But basic math, how they be having you go through orientation to, oh, PPE, what to do if you need to use PPE, or what to do when there's a spill, when to pick up stuff, and how to dispose of toxins. Y'all need to be having people take basic math quizzes. And I mean this it's coming from the heart. It is coming from the bottom of my heart, because I went to places where the system maybe, sometimes technology has glitches. We can't just, just like how humans have errors, technology has errors and it glitch sometimes. Sometimes the power be out, but y'all still want that money. Teach these cashiers how to do basic math. Like, you got to be good with the numbers. Like, don't get an attitude with me if I say, hey, babe, I think you owe me about $3 more. What? Hold on. Pump the brakes, but pump them. Like, you're getting mad at me because you just shorted me out of my money. I don't care if it's $1, 25 cents. If I'm expecting change to come back, I don't care how much the change is. I'm expecting it to come back. Now, I'm not about to sit up here and roast you like, ooh, you can't do basic math. Ooh. No, it doesn't take all of that. It takes a simple, hey, I think you may have accidentally gave me not enough change back. It's not my fault if you rely on the machine to tell you what to do, but you ain't, double checking it. Because it's like when I've been to places where there's something wrong with the system, it's like a whole meltdown. People just running around with they pulling out their hair. It's just like, it shouldn't be like that. Like, train your employees. If they're not good with math, you need to ask them, hey, are you good with math? Bust out a calculator or something. It's just like stuff like that. It's just, I don't understand. So that's what carry out. So let's talk about dining in. If you're assigned to my table, I need for you to do my refills, check on me, make sure me and my party is okay. Now, I'm not the type of person, I'm not going to be like, waiter. If you ever seen SpongeBob when he was being a jerk and kept calling the waiter. I'm not that type of person. I'm chill. Once you give me my bread, you start me off with my bread and salad, as long as I got something to drink and something to munch on, I can wait. Because I ain't got nowhere to be. As long as it ain't my lunch break. Because y'all know that's only an hour long. So every minute is accounted for. But when I'm out with my family and stuff like that, and we're dining out, if you're going to be the waiter that's assigned to my table, check on us. Don't keep riding past, acting like you don't see us with our hand up like, hey, will you get a quick second? Like, you're ignoring us when we ask you just for like a simple, hey, do you mind, getting us, a few refills or, some water, or we just want to, order this and that. Don't pop no attitude. Like, we're not rude. Like, we're the type of people, we'll be sitting at the table and people like, oh, we forgot you was even back here. Y'all don't even be asking for nothing. Like, we're those type of people. We don't ask for much. We're not going to run you into the ground. We won't this, that, and that. Bam. But don't be running around trying to hide other people getting their stuff before us because you done forgot about us. You done forgot to put our order in, or you just sent your teammate over to check on us. Like, it is not for your teammate to check on us, because if your teammate, if they're making sure we good more than you are, they're going to get the tip. Either you're not going to get no tip, or you're going to get a less of a tip. But 9 out of 10, if you're not doing anything, you're not going to get a tip from me. And that's just that. And that's not being rude, because I feel like if you're not waiting on me, why should you get reward? Like, you shouldn't be rewarded for rude behavior. That's not how that works. Another thing. Now, I've never been a waitress, so I don't know how you're supposed to hold plates and stuff like that. But let me tell y'all this. This goes for Starbucks, a lot of places. Stop holding people's stuff like this, putting your hands like this. Stop putting your hands over people's stuff. That is nasty. That's why every time I go to Starbucks, I got to wipe the top off. But I always ask for a straw, because they be putting their hand. Grab my stuff like this. Just grab it like this. Grip it. Don't touch my stuff at the top. That is so gross. And, excuse me, y'all, the liquor kicking in. You know when you get the burpees when you drink? Yeah, y'all know. Don't grab my stuff at the top. That's not, it's unsanitary. That's one. They do that when they're, when you're dining in. Sometimes it's just like, don't do that. That's gross. Another thing, I don't know where you're supposed to position your hands and your thumbs when you're holding stuff, but I don't want your thumb all up in my food. Like, I don't know if you're just supposed to, hold it at the bottom or cup it. I don't know, because I know some of them, they be trying to be a little savvy and, carry multiple stuff. Do your thing. But I don't want your thumb all up in my plate like this, because now I'm looking like, I don't want it. I don't want it. Like, that's gross. What's another thing? Oh, what is another thing? Don't try to sit me at no dirty table. I don't care if you just cleaned it. If it still look like it still got sticky parts and crumbs and stuff, that table was not properly clean. We're not doing that, because you wouldn't. Well, I don't know. I ain't gonna say you wouldn't sit at that table, because some people probably wouldn't be like, "Oh, it's fine. You just scoot it on to the side." Don't do that. That gets on my nerves, y'all. It's just like these things that I'm starting to notice that I didn't notice before is crazy. And then, y'all, when did chicken wings start getting so expensive? I'm like, are these the same wingdings they buy from not Whole Foods, but like wholesale, like BJ's, Sam's Club, Costco's and stuff? Or like, are they flying these wings in from, from somewhere special? Like, why are wings almost $2 a wing? Now, I know y'all probably, well, if it's so expensive, why do you eat there and not cook it? I have days where I don't want to cook, and I know I'm not the only one. But it's just like, when did wingdings, I know the price of costs, the price of living and stuff like that has risen, gas prices, toilet paper, necessities. I know how everything has, prices have, went up. But y'all, wingdings, even in the hood, because y'all know the hood wingdings be good, but it's just like, wingdings be like $1.59. With sauce, they be like $1.79. Why are you charging me for sauce? And that's another thing. Why are you charging me for sauce? Like, what's the point? First of all, your wingdings are already outrageously high, which is ridiculous. You're charging me for sauce? Why are y'all charging people for condiments? Like, either buy your stuff in bulk or just figure out a way to do it. But y'all cutting corners, charging people for condiments, sauce, extra sauce, barbecue sauce. And it just be like, this is ridiculous. You're charging me? If I go to Riley's, Burger King, Subway, they don't charge you for condiments. But as soon as you hit the hood, oh, that's going to be 50 cents extra. Oh, you want extra sauce on the side? That's 75 cents extra. So you want sauce on the side and on the fries and on the sandwich. Oh, that's going to be like $3.50 extra. Why? Just why? It doesn't make sense. Like, y'all, the math is not mathing. And I don't mean to complain, but it's just like I'm noticing all these little things that probably would be just so minute. And it's just like everything is just like a magnifying glass. Like, everything is just big now. And it's just like, what is going on? Do people not care? I'm saying, like, at least if I'm paying all this money for smaller portions, because it seemed like prices went up and the portions that went down, then at least you can do is serve me with some type of respect, with a smile, even if it's a fake smile, even if you gotta pretend. Last time I checked, jobs ain't coming a dime a dozen, for real. Remember back in the day, you could quit a job, go to the temp agency and have one within a day or two. You be like, I don't need this job, go to the temp agency, go somewhere, they get you in, you got to be there for 30, 90 days, you get hired in. It's not like that anymore. Like, jobs are really accounted for. Can't nobody, I know I can't be like, oh, we get this little job. Like, no, jobs are really hard to come by. So you would think if you have a job, regardless if you like it or not, regardless if you're just there just to get that little paycheck, that's what somebody say in a minute, I'm just here to collect that little paycheck. Regardless if that's the case, you want to give something your all. Don't give it 50%, 65%, at least give it 80. Give it 80% at least. Because everybody gonna have that 20% days where they just not feeling it, where they got, too much going on. But at least give it at least 80, 90%. Because all this extra stuff, everybody needs their job. And you would think that, hey, me having a better attitude can help me with some tips. Now, I know there's people that just don't tip. Now, that ain't got nothing to do with me because I tip. But you got some people that just choose not to tip and all that extra, that's your business. I'm not here to judge. Some people got it, some people don't. I'm not counting nobody's pocketbook but my own. But my thing is, put a little effort in it. Put a little effort. Make sure the food's together. Make sure you're good on your hygiene and appearance when it comes to preparing somebody's food. Regardless if your employer is a stickler about it or not, what would you like? My thing would be like, how would I want somebody to treat me? Even the type of line of work I do. Sometimes I have my hard days where it gets a little, it gets tough handling the job that I do. But then I have to put, the situation, put it in my perspective and say, how would you feel if you were going through this? You probably act the same. So it's just like, sometimes you just got to be a little careful on how you treat people. Because I'm not saying like, well, I kind of am saying customers are the reason why these businesses are up and running. Because if people just stop dining out and doing all that stuff, people will really be hurt. So it's just like, even though it might be a little job to you, you kind of need these customers to have a job. It's not like you're working at home or at a call center where you just like, okay, what's up? But, the customers are the reason why you have a job. Worry about being clean, changing your gloves. Stop cross-contaminating, regardless if you don't care. Stop. Don't come out the bathroom with the same gloves, change my gloves. Don't. And honestly, for real, I don't think the people that's clean or making the food should be cleaning the bathrooms. Because I think that's just gross. I think they should have separate people that, we got the cooks, the people that work here, and then I think they should have their own cleaning crew that either if they sit to the side or whatever, I think they should have people that just specifically clean and they don't go nowhere past that bathroom. They're not going in the back. They're not going in the kitchen. They're not stocking. No, they need to specifically be in the bathroom area. Because there's no reason why a cook should be cleaning the bathroom. That's just gross. But that's just my opinion. But y'all done ran on this little rant and rave and child. Y'all probably like, this girl, she always complaining. No, I'm just being honest. Like, comment down below if there's any things that you've noticed since everything been going down with, the food. Like, it just seems like customer service with food is horrible. So definitely comment down below if you can relate. Share some experiences. I don't know. Y'all get down in them comments and tear the club up. Tear the club up. Tear the club up. What 36 Mafia said? Get down in them comments. I want to know. I want to know that I'm not the only person that's dealing with this. Please share down. You don't have to drop no names. You don't have to, get all technicalities and establishments and stuff. I know I probably dropped a few names. Who cares? But you don't have to drop no names. But definitely get down in the comments. Share your experiences. And let me know I'm just not tripping. Because I don't want people to be thinking like, she's just this lean, mean, green machine and she just complaining. No, I want to make sure that I'm not the only one experiencing this issue. So I hope you enjoyed this video. And I hope to see you guys on the next one.